Hey everyone, welcome back to RJK English. We're going to get going on my Turkish. Strategies that I realized was that I need to isolate the verbs, especially since Turkish is so new to me, and this is not an Indo-European language. I need to isolate the verbs in order to work on them a little at a time. I was speaking to one of the people on YouTube, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact person, but you know who you are. We were talking back and forth, and they gave me Learn Turkishaholic as an option on YouTube, and he has a whole series from the start of Turkish. I'm going to go ahead and try that today. So I'm going to start with Duolingo here. And I think what I found is a good example of, for every language, you need to take it as it is instead of translating in your head. I found that to be helpful with Mandarin, and I'm finding it more and more helpful. So for instance, for Turkish, let me stop sharing for a second. For Turkish, the way that they say an old man, they start with the adjective old, yasli, and then a man, bir adam. Yasli bir adam. For an English speaker, that doesn't make any sense. But I found if I stop translating in my head, it's fine. All right. Here we go.
Genç bir kadın.
Genç, young. A young girl. Genç bir kadın. Bir is a. So again, not translating it in my head. Genç bir kadın. A young woman. Genç bir kadın. Çok yaşlı bir adam.
Bunlar
Yaşlı.
çok güzel.
Bunlar, those, çok güzel, are very beautiful.
Şu küçük bir elma.
What did I do wrong? These are very beautiful. What was it?
Şu küçük bir elma. Şu
Şu.
çocuk.
No, that's not what I heard.
Şu küçük bir elma.
Küçük.
Küçük.
And that's small. Küçük, small. Küçük, big. Bir. Elma?
Şu küçük bir elma. Elma.
That is a small apple.
Güzel bir kadın.
Beautiful. And oh, beautiful. A beautiful woman.
Şu küçük bir çocuk.
Şu çocuk.
Çocuk.
Bir. No, that's not right.
Şu küçük bir çocuk.
Küçük
Küçük.
bir çocuk. That is a small child. That is a little child.
Çok güzel.
Çok güzel, very beautiful.
Şu küçük.
Şu küçük. That
Şu
is small. Küçük.
küçük.
Yaşlı bir
Bir
kadın.
kadın.
Genç
Genç.
bir adam.
Adam.
Çok yaşlı
Yaşlı.
bir adam.
Adam.
That's what I'm talking about, and about not translating in my head. Young woman. Genç bir kadın.
Kadın.
Bunlar çok güzel.
Bunlar, these are very beautiful. I don't exactly understand when they use commas. Okay, let's end it there.
Yol,
Yol,
uyumak,
uyumak,
yoğurt,
yoğurt, yoğurt,
köy,
köy,
yumurta,
yumurta,
kaykay,
kaykay. The Turkish y sounds just like the English y and yellow.
Yurtta yemek yok. Kayak
Yurtta
yapmak
yemek yok.
yasak.
Kayak yapmak yasak. The English E as in is I. Okay. As in island. While oi sounds like English oi.
Sağ ol.
Sağ ol.
Yoğurt.
Yoğurt.
Öğretmen.
Öğretmen.
Soğuk.
Soğuk.
Yağ.
Ya.
Değil.
Değil. Turkish ya sounds quite different from the English G.
Doğu
Do
soğuk
soğuk
değil
değil
mi?
mi? Değil
Yağmur
mi?
yağıyor.
Yar, yağmur, yağıyor. Lengthens only the preceding vowel and is barely heard.
Eğleniyor musunuz?
Musunuz?
Köyüm.
Köyüm. Köyüm.
Uyumak.
Uyumak. Uyumak.
İyi değil.
İyi değil. So it's değil,
Öğretmen.
not deis, which I thought. Öğretmen. Teacher.
Yoğurt.
Yoğurt.
Soğuk.
Soğuk. Cold. Soğuk bir coffee or kahwa. A cold coffee. My coffee is cold now.
Yurtta yemek yok.
Yurt-
Kayak yapmak yasak.
Okay. Okay, done with that. Okay, we're going to go to, this is one of the things that my person
İstersin.
recommended.
Ne yapmak istersin?
And this does seem interesting, but it's a lot of phrases. I'm going to go with this guy. We're going to try this out. I will put his link in the description.
Welcome to the Speaking Turkish.
And I recommend that you go to him and try him out. I'm not doing this to steal his material. I'm doing this to show how I'm learning. And hopefully he will take it as such and see it as promoting his series.
Today's video course. In this video course series, I do conversation show you just that. Which suffix represents which shape of Lego brick. You can build beautiful sentence structures.
Okay,
You do not have to hurry and try to learn
this is
every.
just the first part.
Today is the big day for your Turkish learning adventure. Are you excited? I'm probably of all the letters in Turkish and some other important aspects of the Turkish language.
Okay.
Finally, when you are finished with this video, inside these 29 letters,
Okay,
there are
these are the
8
letters.
you'll see in the chart in our next lesson.
These are very good to know for linguistics, to know the back and front, the phonetics of it.
Sir. It is important way to know consonants are categorized because
Okay, voiced
it is
and voiceless
essential
is very important to know.
Okay,
Okay, so there we go.
notice that the Turkish alphabet doesn't have the X and W letters.
Okay,
That
good to know.
sh and w sounds you would
Sh,
see in English are not present in Turkish.
Oh,
Also
interesting.
remember that every letter
Is
is
pronounced. Okay, so here's what Turks have told me. Turkish people have told me that, I don't know if you say Turks, I don't know. Turkish people have told me that every letter is pronounced and that Turkish is written just as it said. I've heard another person say that's not true. So obviously there's some truth to that. We'll see.
in Turkish. A, E,
Okay, so this is an introduction.
Welcome to day 2. Assimilation.
Okay,
In Turkish, we add suffixes to a word.
this is very
and
good to
have
know.
both suffixes. by adding a change. Words in Turkish can be changed by adding suffixes.
Turkish is an agglutinative language. So inflected means that you have these vowel stems or verb stems, and then you add on to it little parts to inflect the verb. Whereas English is an analytic language where we use word order and we use prepositions like from here. But Sanskrit or Hindi is an inflected language. Turkish is also a synthetic language like those, except that it is an agglutinative, and I'm excited to find out what that means.
These certain letters added at the end of a word. Vowel harmony is used to decide which vowels should be used when adding suffixes. There
Interesting.
are two types of vowel harmony. Internal vowel harmony, which is the harmony of the vowels.
We've learned about
inside a
this in
word,
Babel.
and external vowel harmony,
By the way,
which is used
are you
for
able to hear this?
suffixes. For internal vowel harmony, a word can either have all front vowels or all back vowels in Turkish. A word can't have both a back and a front vowel
Interesting.
inside it. The only words that have both front and back vowels are borrowed words from other languages.
Interesting.
Internal vowel harmony isn't something that you should be worried about, but you should put
That's why üzgünüm and özür dilerim, everything is at the front for those.
your focus on external harmony. It is important that you master external vowel harmony as soon as possible. In Turkish, we add suffixes to a word to change it from a noun to an adjective or an adverb.
Interesting.
We can also change a noun to a verb with suffixes.
I'm salty.
When you add a suffix to a word, you need to look at the last vowel of the word before you attach the suffix. First, let's remember the 8 vowels in the Turkish addition of certain suffixes.
Okay, so let's look at this. His, speed. Hızlı, speedy. Zeki, smart. Zekice, zeki, smart. Zekice or zekice, cleverly. So what's the difference? We added a probably because this was a vocalized consonant. This ended in a vowel, so you probably didn't need to add the L. I'm guessing that's how it works. So you add an L if there's a consonant. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a voice consonant. Okay, zeki, zekice, cleverly. Actually adverb. Okay, thank you. Goodness. Zekice. Güneş. Güneş. Güneş. Güneşli. Yeah, there's the L attached to the consonant. Yavaş, slow. Yavaşça. Okay, so here we didn't need to, for the adverb, we don't need to add. Okay, so for this, if it ends in a, here we go. Okay, so let's look at adjective. Öfke, öfke, öfkeli. Okay, so no matter what, you add the L for adjective. Okay. Changing an adjective to an adverb, there's no L, it's just a C, and do you add an I? No. Okay, yavaş, yavaşça. Okay.
Güneş, güneşli,
Güneş.
öfke,
Okay.
vowel inside it.
Very
Only
simple.
have back vowels inside it. Here are some words with back vowels inside them.
Plural.
Let's try
Adding
to
the
add
lash.
different types of suffixes to the end of
Okay,
the
so this tells me in Turkish you add an LAR if you want to pluralize.
words.
Arkadaş,
The lar
arkadaşlar.
suffix adds plural
That would make sense for onlar. Okay.
meaning to a noun. Arkadaş, arkadaşlar. Hayvan, hızlı.
Okay, adjective to adverb, there's that cha or ja, yavaş, yavaşça, yavaşça, hızlı, hızlıca. Adjective to adverb.
Hızlıca.
Okay.
All the suffixes, front vowels inside them.
Verb, sürücü. So from a verb to a noun, drive, driver. We saw şoför. That didn't change like that. I guess şof wouldn't be something. Okay, sürücü. Böl, divide. Bölücü. Ezici. Interesting.
The ucu, ücü, süz suffix turns
Sütsüz.
nouns into adjectives. Süt, sütsüz,
Sütsüz.
gürültü,
Noun to adjective, sütsüz. Didn't we do that before? And it added something else? There's noun, and it added L. Is that what I'm doing here? Here I'm adding an S. Huh.
öğretmen, öğretmensiz. There are some exceptions to vowel harmony that I will explain in the late. In Turkish, there are certain consonants that need to be replaced with other letters when suffixes are added to them. We call this phenomena consonant mutation or consonant
Interesting.
assimilation. Both can be used. When we add a suffix to these words that end with the below,
This would make sense. This is the unvoiced, this is the voiced. This is the unvoiced, this is the voiced. This is the unvoiced, this is the voiced. This is the unvoiced, this is the... So after mutation, it's changing to voiced.
consonants changes to a J,
That makes sense. Asinin kitabı. Kitap. The P changes to a B. P is the voiced version, or unvoiced version. B is the voiced version of the same thing. Same with K and G. K, G. K, W, Y. Okay.
in this course. Words that aren't affected by consonant mutation are single syllable words, borrowed words, and proper nouns. Which are
Okay, so I'm going to look at a little bit
Today
more
is day 3,
just to
that
see where he
ends
goes with this.
The sentence will start.
Okay, this is where we're going to start next time. I'll start on video. What is this? To be marker. Yeah, I'm going to start at this one. Save. I probably will have to go back and go over some of that stuff, but I get the kind of the idea, and I'm not going to beat it into my head. I figure now, I think I've got a system down. If I'm doing Duolingo, I'm doing Babbel, and then as I get vocabulary, I'm adding it into Memrise, and I'm cutting that up into verbs and things when I need to. I think using this course, I'm going to get somewhere now. Instead of just learning some phrases and stuff, I'm going to use this one. So to my friend that did comment and recommended this, thank you very much. That's what I'm going to do from now on. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you see where my mind is at, how I'm approaching it, how I'm doing some activity that I have to work, and the other is to analyze. I'm going back and forth, and I'm trying to find a good way. Probably as I go along, I'm going to have to pull in a person to tell me some things. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. So anyways, I'll see you next time. Hi, everyone. Welcome to RJK English. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will help me make more of these videos. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram, and see us on Facebook, and we can talk further.